Hello and welcome to episode 6 of Cape Expectations. Now we've got a lot of guests on the show today. We've got Jennifer Lawrence talking about who her favourite is, Batman or Superman. We've got Michael Fassbender, Javier Bardem, Jude Law.
That gives quite a controversial answer, which I really want you guys to see.
Oh yeah.
But first of all, there was a huge fan event last weekend.
Yes.
In, where was it? In LA? I'm assuming it's in LA.
Yeah.
But yeah, hosted by Kevin Smith, who absolutely loves Batman and obviously is like best mates with Ben Affleck. It was weird. It was a bit strange.
Yeah.
Mostly because I just couldn't... I don't like it when people stand up that much, and Kevin Smith stood up throughout the entire thing, so like you guys should check it out. But there's like a nice little couch where Amy Adams and Zack Snyder were sitting on, and Kevin Smith stood like sort of next to them all the way through, and Cavill wasn't there, he was somewhere else, so they would throw to it.
Yeah.
With like fan questions and like fan videos and stuff like that.
I love that that's your biggest problem with it.
He was standing up. I couldn't relax. It was weird.
I mean, for me, it didn't really... I was really hoping they were going to reveal, like, some new stuff.
Yeah.
Anything, you know, like the proper logo or the actual official title.
Yeah.
But it was definitely just focused on Man of Steel.
Because the Blu-ray's coming out next week.
Because the Blu-ray's coming out, 2nd December, the Blu-ray's out. But yeah, I thought it was too negative as well. Like they talked about all the stuff that people sort of complained about with Man of Steel. Yeah, they brought up again.
I'm sick
and it's
of
like,
hearing
can't we
about
just
that?
leave
like,
it?
If I hear one more person say like, "Oh, what about the body count? What about him killing Zod?"
Yeah, exactly.
I don't give a shit anymore.
Yeah, exactly. Who cares? Why are you talking about it? So yeah, and also one final thing that slightly annoyed me was, you've got Kevin Smith there, he's hosting it. As soon as they announced that, I was like, oh brilliant, they're going to bring out Ben Affleck. No Baffleck.
Yeah, that's really strange.
Yeah.
Because we were actually going to record this like last week, and then as soon as they said, oh, there's going to be this like fan event on Saturday, we were like, well, we can't film it now.
Yeah, we've got to delay it. They're going to be loads of new stuff.
They're obviously going to like say loads of stuff, and I came in, like, I was away over the weekend, but I came in and I was like, oh, so I didn't see any stories or anything like that going up about it. And just like, well, what went on? He was like, yeah, just watch it. And like, I watched like the 3-minute highlight thing, and I was like, that's an oxymoron if I ever saw one.
Yeah.
Like, the cool thing was there though, was Snyder commissioned these like artwork.
Yes.
And some of them are just amazing.
Yeah, he's commissioned a series of portraits of Batman and Superman, sort of fighting and to be auctioned off for charity. Yeah. So that's very cool. Definitely respect that. But as for the rest of it, come on.
And then sort of this week then, after the fan event, Smith has come out and said that he's seen the Batman costume already.
Yes.
You'd think that maybe he would have mentioned it on the fan event.
Might have mentioned it.
Like...
Oh, actually, there is. We'll get to this later. But the other key thing is that Snyder sort of announced that Luthor's going to be in it.
Yes,
but
he did.
When we get to the Luthor League, we'll talk about that a bit. But the
Smith,
costume thing.
Yeah, Smith on the costume says, I saw the Batman costume. More than that, I saw a picture of Affleck in the costume. I instantly bear hugged Snyder. You have not seen this costume in a movie on film before, and for a comic book fan, it was mind-bending. So he must have shown it to him at the fan event.
Yeah.
Maybe a cheeky little iPhone snap.
Oh,
or
yeah.
I was like, get out of here. Only, he talks like a 14-year-old. I was like, get out of here. Only you have enough power to pull that off, because everyone always like does this Matrix X-Men black armor. It was fantastic. I'm already a flag wave for this movie, but the costume, it blew my mind. I think everyone is going to be like, holy shit.
Now, I don't know what episode it was, but a few episodes of Cape Expectations ago, I did say that I hoped that they were going to move away from the black armour. Yeah. Because obviously Keaton had it, and then Bale, and it's not really that canon. No. And I said I was hoping for something more like this, which is the blue and grey. Yeah. And it sounds like that could be cool. What we're getting.
Well, he's saying like you've never seen this Batman costume
exactly.
on film before,
so I am.
It's gonna be something different.
Super excited.
Oh, but I mean, everyone like seems to really get behind like this Kevin Smith stuff. Like, and if Kevin Smith is putting his stamp of approval on it, like he is just a guy though.
Yeah, I mean,
he really likes Batman, but you have to remember he is Ben Affleck's best friend at the same time as well.
Well, let's go on to some social stuff, because actually Rich Merritt on Facebook makes a great point about this. Kevin Smith is the man. I trust his word when it comes to the bat. #FatMan on Batman. Now, Kevin Smith's Fat Man on Batman podcast. I don't know how much of it you've listened to.
Yeah, I listened to quite a lot. But at the same time...
It's amazing.
It's good, and he knows his stuff, fair enough.
Yeah.
He is Ben Affleck's
so
best friend. Like,
it's true.
He's not going to come out and be like, yeah, I don't want this guy to be like... But like, if you were cast as Batman, I'd be like, yeah, well, yeah, good. Sam's going to do a really good job. Even if I thought you were going to do a shit job.
I would never do a shit job. I am Batman. But I'm also Superman. But no, Kevin Smith's podcast, Fat Man on Batman.
Yeah.
If you haven't heard it, it's on the net. It's free.
Yeah. And it's nerdier than this.
Yeah,
so, yeah.
I mean, hunt out his sort of mega interview with Grant Morrison.
That's really good.
It's one of the best things.
Yeah, that's the first one I listened to of it, I think.
Yeah, and just the knowledge and like the respect he's got for Morrison, and I think the way he's such a fanboy, it makes Morrison sort of more relaxed.
Yeah.
And some of the stories and stuff. Anyway, just listen to it. It's awesome.
That's the thing. I do like. I like the idea, and I like the idea that Kevin Smith has been rolled out as this sort of ambassador for Batman. You have to remember his films aren't very good.
Come on, Clerks is good. Mallrats is
like
good.
1994 or something like that. Like.
Look, Sarah Louise Walter on the Kevin Smith story just says "fly, fat ass, fly," and so that's pretty memorable. And here's one that's more sort of to your point.
Okay.
Martin Reedshaw says again on Facebook, "Hey, Kev knows a good superhero film when he sees one. He was in Daredevil, remember?" So okay, fair enough. So Daredevil. Let's not talk about Daredevil. We don't talk about Daredevil.
The other big news is massively rumoured to be there's going to be a Nightwing in the movie.
Oh yeah.
And the person who's attached to it at the moment is Adam Driver from Girls.
Yes.
He's in a bunch of other stuff as well that I didn't realise I'd seen him in. He's in Lincoln for about 30 seconds while Lincoln tells a little story, one of the many stories in Lincoln. He's also in J. Edgar as well for a very, very short amount of time.
Yes.
I love him in Girls. He's the best thing in that show, I think.
He's awesome.
He's so good. He's so weird.
Yeah.
But he's built as well.
This is the thing. This is the thing. I've seen a lot of people complaining on the internet saying that he doesn't look like a superhero. And it's
exactly like a superhero.
He has got... He's... Right. Let me break this down for you, right? Okay. He's a character actor, right? Who's also super buff.
Yeah.
Who served in the Marines. He signed up after... Yeah, he signed up after 9/11.
Holy shit.
So he's kind of an actual hero.
Yeah.
He's cool. What more do people want?
Also, if you look at the drawings of like New 52 Nightwing, it really looks like him as well.
Yeah.
Like, so loads of people saying I can't see it. Like, well, I can.
Yeah,
like,
totally.
Here's a picture of Nightwing. Here's a picture of him. He looks like he'd be perfect for it.
Completely. I mean, I literally can't think of anyone better. And all the people saying that, oh, he's not good looking enough. Why do you want a good looking superhero?
Also, he's a dish.
Yeah, he is a dish. He's very charismatic, like especially in Girls. Like he's like, on paper, his character is horrible and gross, but you warm to him because he's so charismatic. Yeah.
That's the thing. Like I did notice like a little, because obviously we shouted out you guys think what you guys think of it, and I think a lot of people, like personally, I was like, well, I've seen him in Girls. What else have I seen him in? And then looked at other stuff, but you could tell that. I almost like this casting because he's not big enough for people to really rally against it enough. They've just gone, oh, he doesn't look like Nightwing. That's the best thing they can think of to say because he hasn't been in anything.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
it sort of proves that no matter what casting thing that comes out, people are going to bitch and moan about it anyway.
This whole good-looking thing, it's a dangerous road to travel because, the studio looks at that and they're like, oh, okay, they want Zac Efron or, let's get Chris O'Donnell back for Nightwing.
Although Zac Efron's meant to be really, really good in Parkland.
Yeah, that's true. Let's not criticise Zac Efron.
Yeah, exactly. On Facebook, we've put out to you guys, Ed Jones just went a bit mad and said, first it was a sequel to Superman, then it's a Batman-Superman crossover, then it was a Superman-Batman-Wonder Woman crossover. I think we started that rumour in fairness. Now it's a Superman-Batman-Wonder Woman-Nightwing crossover. For God's sake, just do a Justice League movie and stop wasting our time with these teasers. I mean, they've just hinted that Nightwing might be in it. They haven't said it's going to be a complete Nightwing crossover. They haven't said... That's the thing. Like, we don't know that information about it. We don't know how much of a
Exactly. It could be one scene where Nightwing,
Well, if it is, Ed Jones is not happy about it. Anyway.
No, exactly. I tell you who else isn't happy about it. Chris Morey on Facebook. Weird. I always pictured Nightwing as someone who didn't look like a smaller version of Tiny from House of Thousand Corpses. That is mean, Chris.
That is mean. Miha Sham says Adam Driver doesn't look right for Nightwing.
Yeah, I mean, we've gone into it, and Gav mentioned New 52 Nightwing. Yeah, definitely seek it out. It's a really good book. It's not the best of the New 52, but it is one of the sort of gems. And yeah, it's a good book, so I do recommend that.
It was kicking off on the Facebook page with our Spanish audience. As soon as we put up the thing about Adam Driver and Nightwing. OMG, creo que esto ya se está saliendo de control. To which Jose Pablo Sagao Rathabal replied, creo que mi amigo, pero esperemos a ver cómo termina y esperemos que no sea de mala manera como tememos. Which, I mean...
We can all agree with that.
Exactly, completely. Yeah. But I think you've got the best one from...
Real movie fans don't watch Twilight. You may remember him from the last episode. He says, doesn't look like a superhero, more like a guy who goes to superhero conventions.
What's wrong with that?
Nothing wrong with that.
But yeah, let's get the first of our guests up then.
Yeah, Matt Matum talked to Jennifer Lawrence about Catching Fire, and while he was there, he asked her who her favourite is, Batman or Superman.
Oh God, I can't choose that. Batman.
Is there any reason why?
I've just always been a Batman fan since I was a kid, and I never really got into the Supermans. I haven't really seen them. But Batman for me.
Jennifer Lawrence there, and I've got to say her hair's looking pretty good.
I thought she, like, every interview I see with her, she gives like crazy answers and stuff. I thought maybe she'd get a little bit more into that.
Yeah.
She didn't really. But Hunger Games Catching Fire is really, really good. Yeah. You didn't want to come see it, but it was awesome. I really, really liked it.
Not Hunger Games, man.
It was awesome. It was really, really good. So as I said earlier, Zack Snyder has confirmed that Lex Luthor is going to be in the movie, which we didn't know. I mean, we just assumed, obviously, he's going to be in it and stuff, which even beefs up our Luthor League even more.
Big time. And we're sure that Zack's sort of watching this and he's getting some ideas.
Yeah, I'm sure. Definitely.
He may well be getting ideas because today the news broke that Terry O'Quinn has been linked to the role. So
I really hope that doesn't come about.
I don't think it is.
After I look at
I mean, he's on the League.
Yeah,
so,
he's been there for a while, but I checked. Like, what's Terry O'Quinn doing since last? Oh, right, every shit TV show that's come out on NBC, he's sort of had a little bit part in. Yeah, I'm not a massive fan. I just want someone cooler, I think.
Yeah, and it will be someone cooler. Right? Yeah. Sorry, Terry. I mean, we like Locke, but...
Yeah, someone cooler like...
Yes.
Number 5, which I love, Jason Clarke.
Yeah.
I think he's amazing, and he's just so badass in Zero Dark 30.
And he's in Lawless as well.
Yeah, he's really badass in that, like a really, really sort of nasty guy in Zero Dark 30, but with a heart as well. You sort of like him. And he was suggested by Caleb Gordon, who's been doing his own little mini Luthor League.
Yeah, exactly. A competitive,
all the way through.
A competitive Luthor League.
And some of them are good. Like he suggested Jason Clarke, but top of Caleb Gordon's Luthor League is Billy Zane.
I'm not sure about that.
And then,
sorry, Caleb.
Number 2 is a beefed up Michael Rosenbaum. I keep seeing Michael Rosenbaum's name. I do not want him anywhere near this movie.
Yeah, and he won't be.
No,
he won't be. No.
Jason Clarke, number 3. Chiwetel Ejiofor at number 4, and Arnold Vosloo at 5.
That would kind of be amazing. He actually looks like.
I don't want him in a movie either.
He actually really looks like the Luthor in the animated series.
Yes, he does. Yeah.
So
like cartoon villain.
Yeah,
which is why we don't want him in. But yeah, that's from Caleb Gordon, who's been running his own like rival Luthor League. Brandman85 says, new suggestion for the Luthor League, Eric Bana. He was great as a baldy Trek Valley Nero in 2009 Star Trek.
Yeah, I like that a lot.
That's pretty good.
And Geek Shack on Twitter says, Michael C. Hall for Luthor would be a good role for him, I think, although hard to see him bald.
Yeah.
Now, and someone, actually Leo Riley on YouTube also says Michael C. Hall for Lex. Now,
he has been bald though, like,
he has,
because he was ill for a while, so he lost his hair to chemo, and he looked badass. With bald hair.
Yeah, I mean, I really like him.
He's a nasty, nasty piece of work. Like that smile in Dexter that he's got.
Exactly. Like his work on Dexter, I think would translate over to Luthor.
One of my favourite ones. Well, Robert Seiler is also flying the Michael Rosenbaum thing by saying, why do these guys ignore Michael Rosenbaum, who's already played Lex? The guy can act and is funny, also quick-witted funny. No,
I think that's kind of, well, he's not rubbish, but the reason we're ignoring him is because he's so associated with the TV show, and there's no way that they'll want to link those two things.
Isn't there?
Yeah.
It's funny though, after Breaking Bad is finished, like the Bryan Cranston, like so all the shouts of Bryan Cranston.
It's really died down, yeah.
Really died out. Like so when we first started this show, we were about 3 episodes from the end of Breaking Bad.
Yeah.
And everyone was going crazy for Bryan Cranston. Now that Breaking Bad is done, no one has mentioned Bryan Cranston.
Literally no one. But
he's still at the top.
He's still our favourite. I think he's just so right for it. But and you've put in Jason Clarke there, haven't you? At number 5.
Jason Clarke's gone in number 5.
Yeah.
My favourite comment of the month though goes to Nikki Jackson on YouTube, who says Willem Dafoe. Yeah, that's pretty good.
Definitely.
He's gone down the bottom there. Or Ezra Miller for Luther. Like I love that. His mind works that way. He's like, who's like Willem Dafoe, Ezra Miller, like both ends of the spectrum there. Like,
yeah, I mean, maybe what he's saying is if they go for older, we've got Dafoe, and if they go for a younger, then Ezra Miller. Ryan Madden says, I haven't seen the guy bald before, but if not Batman, wouldn't Josh Brolin make a badass Luther? Hashtag Cape Expectations. He certainly would.
Yeah.
But I still can't get over.
He's not Batman.
He's not Batman. Yeah. We love you, Ben. We love Ben Affleck, but Brolin.
Yeah, that'd have been good.
And Max Marriott says on Facebook, another Luther League edition, Leo DiCaprio.
Now he's come up quite a lot, but we've never really mentioned it.
Well, I actually, when I think it was when Man of Steel 2 was first announced.
Yeah.
No, it was when Batman was going to be in it.
Yeah.
I put together a feature of who I wanted to be Batman and who I wanted to be Luther.
Okay.
And DiCaprio was actually in that list.
Right.
For similar reasons that Marriott points out. He's played a crazed millionaire in The Aviator, a government bureaucrat in J. Edgar, and a maniacal villain in Django Unchained.
Yeah.
I've never seen him bald, but hey, there's a first time for everything.
It doesn't have to be bald either. Like we're going on this Luther thing.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
I mean, obviously the iconic Luther is bald, but
yeah, but in Lois and Clark, he had his hair.
Exactly.
Because he refused to shave it, apparently. The actor himself said,
really?
no, I'm not doing it. So they just thought, oh, well, give him curly hair, it's fine.
Yeah, really curly hair, that's good.
Yeah.
But one guy who is on our list, or was, he's definitely still there. Yeah, Michael Fassbender. And,
Fassy.
Yes, Fassbender. And someone who should be on there is Javier Bardem.
Yeah.
I'm sure we've mentioned Javier Bardem before because
I don't think we have.
He's such a good bad guy in Skyfall.
Yeah.
You think that he would be on there. But yeah, and we spoke to him this week about who their favourite is, Batman or Superman.
I'm not very keen into any of those, though. I'm sorry, I'm more into Mickey Mouse world.
Well, I wanted to be Superman when I was younger, and I did have the Superman outfit. I actually played this really cool game with my cousin where he would stand on the street dressed as Clark Kent, and when a car came, he ran behind the bush, and I came running out. But I suppose in later years, Batman is more appealing, just because Superman, I mean, it's like a superhero that you can't, there's nothing that can go wrong. Well, there's kryptonite, but he's just kind of invincible, isn't he? Whereas Batman is a human, is a normal guy who's got some psychological issues and some good toys.
So yeah, Mr. Fassbender there, really getting into it.
That's a good answer.
That was an awesome answer.
I like the fact that he's pretending to be Superman.
Can you imagine little Michael Fassbender running around the garden in a cape?
But I also
That's
like
awesome.
it's become like quite like obviously, even though he starts off saying Superman, he changes to Batman. So like maybe that's a thing where people, as a child you like Superman, and as an older person you like Batman. I've always liked Batman. Like I was never a huge Superman fan, in fairness. But
see, I'm the opposite actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I used to be obsessed with Batman when I was a kid. Still am to a certain extent. But as I've gotten older, I sort of find Batman's kind of more of a dark, negative character, and I'm more drawn to sort of an optimistic, light character as I get older. Yeah. Maybe it's a sign of my growing maturity.
Maybe it is. Maybe it is.
I like the man who wears his pants outside of his suit more than the man who beats up muggers. So anyway,
the last of our guests for today was Jude Law, who we spoke to during his stint on Dom Hemingway.
Yes.
Didn't really get into it, old Jude. You guys can have a look at that now.
Have a little look.
I don't mind them, but I don't have a preference to Superman and Batman.
But were you ever attached? I remember reading about 10 years ago that you were attached to an older incarnation of a Batman versus Superman film? Was that just internet myth, or was there any truth to that?
Myth.
Yeah, so Jude probably won't be getting the call to be in Batman vs Superman, you reckon?
Yeah, see, I wonder with this one because obviously he said it's an internet rumour, but he was associated with the original Batman vs Superman, and as far as I know, that actually came pretty close to happening.
Oh, really?
So maybe there's a bit of.
He'd be a good like like a lot of people have suggested him for Luther. We've never put him on the league. Like,
Yeah,
but
exactly.
he's mostly bald all the time, isn't he?
And the thing is, like, he is a comic book fan.
Yeah.
Like, he's a huge Watchmen fan. He's got a Watchmen tattoo of Rorschach. So, yeah, it's a shame he didn't get more
really
into
get
that
it.
answer. But you can't win them all.
Exactly. The last thing we've got to talk about today is Adam West recently said that he's up for making a cameo appearance.
Adam West
in the movie.
And
so he asked you guys what you thought about that.
Yeah.
What do you think, first of all?
Well, I love the idea of him doing a cameo.
Cameo, yes.
Yeah. His idea for a cameo was, I think it was something like Bruce Wayne is pondering being Batman, you know, in the library, and you know how traditionally a bat crashes through the window.
Yeah.
Adam West wanted him to crash through the window. Not sure if that's going to happen, Adam.
No.
I think our social followers have some better ideas.
Yeah, Stephen Vass on Facebook says Adam West has to be mayor of the town.
Yes. Family Guy style.
Nicholas Adamson says Adam West should play Ted Grant, aka Wildcat, Batman's early mentor, who Batman returns to for one last word of advice for facing his biggest challenge yet, that of taming and teaching Superman a lesson about responsibility.
That's pretty good.
I don't think it's going to be that big, and I don't think it should be that big.
No way.
And Steve Lester agrees with us. He says, Adam West, learn from Stan Lee and just appear in one scene with one line, and only those in the know will recognise you and spot the in-joke.
And Brendan Connor has an idea for what that line should be.
Yeah.
He should be one of the people to say, it's a bird, it's a plane. Now, that is a cool idea.
Yeah.
It being Adam West, that scene will probably last about 10 minutes because
That
the way
would be really good. Just
the way
a
he
little
delivers
tiny
lines.
thing, like,
but yeah, I think that would be nice. And Nick Whitechley says, I want to see him dance. The Batsui. He wants the Batsui. Loads of stuff's happened this week. We haven't even got to the Wonder Woman stuff. Apparently Olga Korolenko's auditioned for it, or is about to audition for it. What do you think of her as Wonder
I like
Woman?
Olga Kurylenko. I think
Yeah,
it's
me
absolutely
too.
fine. We're getting ridiculous casting rumours like every day now.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we're going to keep coming back to that stuff all the time. So make sure you keep an eye on the hashtag Cape Expectations.
Exactly.
The next show will be in 2 weeks' time.
Yes.
So keep an eye out for our shout-outs and stuff, so we just want to hear what you guys think.
And if you want to tweet us at our personal accounts for any suggestions, I'm at Sam Ashurst and you're...
I'm at Camerogav, which is a Welsh thing, so we flash those up for you to have a look at. But yeah, just let us know what you want to see, and we'll see you next time.
Yeah, see you next time. Thanks, guys.